Distancing is commonly conceived of as a stylistic device, like Brecht's Verfremdung. But the concept is more complex than that, and used in the arts, it has historical roots going as far back as ancient Greece in our Western culture, and even further back in Eastern contexts. Embedded in it are significant aspects like building belief, the famous Coleridge relation, awareness of fiction, the Bollo source that also Gavin Bolton has used, where Bollo basically just says that awareness of fiction is what is needed to move from reality to art. Or my good friend and colleague in Denmark, Janek Satkovsky's notion of aesthetic doubling, which also others have used as, keeping two worlds in the head at the same time type of thing. And of course the fourth element, protection, which feeds on the other three aspects. And Heathcote uses phrases like the no penalty area, or the one big lie, or the one remove, even protection into emotion, which to me negates the alleged claim that distancing blocks emotion. In addition to these orientations, distancing can be understood as a poetic, artistic device with a primary function of providing a different, fresh perspective of the world. This is the perspective of making strange, which has been used in works of art for hundreds of years, but in modernism recreated by innovators like Victor Shklovsky and Bertolt Brecht, to which Heathcote's notion of distortion can be included. All three authors' terminology concepts are their own constructs, and thus in themselves strange making. An unfortunate mistranslation by John Willett in his first English Brecht edition from 1964, where he uses alienation, has contributed to the erroneous understanding of Verfremdung as removal from or emotionally distanced from. But it is distancing from habitual circumstance, a mechanism of seeing from a new angle, which is the strategy of making strange. Shklovsky calls it Ostranenie, Brecht calls it Verfremdung, and Heathcote calls it poetic distortion, or distortion. But all three conceptions carry a similar meaning, and for the record, Heathcote has referred directly to both Shklovsky and Brecht in her own writings. This is Shklovsky, who talks about desautomatization, deshabitualization. And his last sentence here is an example of using making strange, habitualization, divorce, works, clothes, furniture, one's wife, and the fear of war. As well as Brecht's notion of estranging an event or a character means, first of all, stripping the event of the self-evident, familiar, obvious quality and creating a sense of astonishment and curiosity. And Dorothy talks about removing the situation from prejudicial view so as to enable a new view without the burden of an old label which prevents review. To me, all these three people in different contexts and with different conditions in their work are still about a similar track.